I'm loving you so much. All the pieces, pieces, pieces of me. All the pieces, pieces, pieces of me. Good morning. This is Auntie. It is on a Thursday morning, and I had to come out here, do this review real quick, and then take my little tail to work. This review is going to be on Married to My Ex. Married to My Ex is a show that brings together a couple that broke up on bad terms. They stay in the house together for 24 hours to see whether or not they can end the relationship, resolve issues, get closure, or whatever they're going to do. All right. So I am 2 episodes behind. So I'm going to be giving you a review on episode 3. If you all notice, Auntie has been increasing her videos and my reviews, and so trust me, I have to catch up on them. All right, for all of you all who are here for the first time, thank you so much for coming. Like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. To all my new subscribers, thank you. I see you. I appreciate you. Love you. And to all my nieces and nephews who have been in the family for the long haul from the very beginning, thank you so much for your continued support. I appreciate you all too. I want to be having problems with these things right here. Anyway, we're going to go on. So what we see this week is a couple by the name of Melicka and Tahir. Melicka and Tahir were dating each other. They lived in California. Both of them were hairdressers. He was a barber and she was a beautician. They said that, you know, they were together and they were a couple that people didn't think would be together. They called them the Beyonce and the Jay-Z of hair. Get the hell, I ain't never heard of you. But anyway, okay, I digress. Y'all know Auntie got to digress this morning, right? Okay. So they met at a white party, and she was like it was love at first sight. They were together. They had little pictures and all of that kind of stuff. She's 35 years old, Melicka is, and Tahir is 38 years old. And so they come together in this house. So she gets to the house first, right? She's walking around the house. She's a little, you know, apprehensive about what's going to happen. She has not seen him in 4 years. They were dating one another and had made plans about their future, even to the point where they had named his son. His name was going to be Exodus Rain. What a coincidence that you would name something Exodus. Exodus means to leave, to depart, to get the hell out, okay? Rain. Okay, self-explanatory. So anyway, they hadn't seen each other in 4 years. They was living together, like I said, making plans for their family and everything. And he just ups one morning, packs up his truck, and leaves her. She is devastated. She said that she had been looking out the window, hoping that one day he would come back or he would call, tell her how he was. But in 4 years, she has not heard from this gentleman, okay, Tahir. So she comes in. She's, you know, in there. She's looking for some alcohol. She finds some tequila, so she's drinking. A little while later, he comes in. He has a dozen of roses and everything in his hand, and he's like, you know, I left her. I owe her an explanation about what happened. She deserves the truth. You're damn right she deserves the truth. She deserved the truth the morning you were leaving. Matter of fact, she deserved the truth before you left. But anyway, okay, I got to see how I be getting petty on. I be getting petty. Auntie be petty sometimes. I be petty as hell. So y'all pray for me, okay? Because I'm a petty ass sometimes. Anyway. So he comes in and she surprises him. Hey, what's up? And he like, hey, what up? What's up? I got something for you. I got roses for you and everything. And she's like, damn. After 4 years, I thought that he would come in here and be remorseful and be apologetic and everything. And he wasn't. It was like he was seeing a good girlfriend. From the moment he walked into the door, I knew that he was gay. From the moment he walked into the door. Or at least, let me say that Auntie thought he was. Okay, it just is what it is. So she's like, I want to, you know, I want to know what happened with him and everything with the whoop whoop and the boop 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 and so anyway, okay, excuse me, y'all. I took some notes. So I was reading my notes. So anyway, she says he, you know, she's over there, she's at the sink, and you know how when you see somebody after been a long time or been some, you know, turmoil in the relationship or just some confusion or whatever, you know, you keep yourself busy as a woman. You know, she was washing dishes that wasn't there, doing that kind of stuff, running the faucet 50 million times. So he sits there blasé at the bar, and he's like, you know, how you been? How's everybody? And she's like, everybody's fine, but I can't believe that you really going here with me. You know what I'm saying? You need to explain about what happened to you. You just dropped out of my life with no explanation or nothing. And so he's like, I'm just that kind of bubbly kind of person. She tells us that when she first saw him, she liked his swag. She liked his aurora, you know, his, what do you call it? Whatever the hell. She liked him. And she was like, I felt like a cage woman, and I wanted to jump on him and have sex. So, you know, she's just trying to get him, you know, to a place, trying to fill him out. He's filling her out. He's very relaxed. You know, he got mad jokes and everything. He act like he had just seen her last week. You haven't seen her for 4 years, and you walk in the door like that. So anyway, he says, well, let's play truth or dare. She's like, well, how we going to play truth or dare? He said, we're going to play with this deck of cards. He said, if it's an odd number, it's a dare. If it's an even number, it's a truth. So she pulls a number 6. I think it was a 6 of spades. And he was like all sooky now. He said, tell me how you felt the first time you met me. She said, you gonna make me cry. He was like, no, don't cry. Don't cry. Why you gonna cry? She was like, no, for real, because I thought it was love at first sight. Like, I loved you to the moon and back. Like, there was nothing that I wouldn't do for you. I just knew that we were soulmates and we were meant to be together for the rest of our lives. And I adored you and everything about you. And he was like, oh, you know, yeah, I liked you too, you know, woo, woo, woo. So she's like, okay, now you pull. So he pulls and he gets a 4. Truth, bitch. So she asks him, when you left and went to Atlanta, who did you date? Who's the first person you dated? So he comes out his mouth and says, Justin. Y'all, the look that was on her face, she was absolutely devastated. I mean, devastated. He said, well, let me get the hard part out the way. I'm gay. So you planning a life with this woman. You sleeping with her. You're naming kids and shit. Excuse my language. And you gay? Now, I know that this is something that a lot of people do. They mixed up and confused. But you weren't confused. And I'm going to go into why he wasn't confused. So she's devastated and she just cries. Why didn't you tell me? As close as we were with one another and as much as we meant to each other, as tight as we were, you could not tell me that you was gay? He said, I didn't know myself. Bitch, I mean, he says he didn't know himself. She goes on later on to say that all her friends was telling her, Tahir don't like women. But she thought it was BS. She thought they was BSing her. Girl, ain't nobody gonna BS you about nothing like that. If somebody is telling you that they think that somebody is gay, you investigate it. You don't just stay in a relationship with him, because guess what? At the end of the day, the relationship is not one of love. It's one of convenience for him. And you know what? Even if somebody told you that, and let's say that it wasn't true, at least you did the investigation on it. This chick didn't do nothing but stay in love with him and blow everybody off. See, that's what I'm saying, young ladies. People are not telling you things because they want to hurt you. They telling you things because they want to help you. Every now and then you may get a bad apple in the bunch. But that don't mean you throw out the whole batch. If everybody's been telling you, Melicka, that this guy was gay, he was gay and he didn't like women. But anyway, I digress so that I can complete the rest of the story. All right, so she's devastated. She's crying. He's, you know, she's like, how could you not tell me? Woo, woo, woo. He's nonchalant about it. He don't have no feelings. Now he's in defensive mode. He wants to defend. And I'm just like, okay. So he says, you know, I was in a relationship with a guy named Justin in Atlanta, because when he left her, he moved to Atlanta. Okay, Auntie got her notes. She said, you, okay. She said, you could have just told me. And he later goes on to say, you know, because he's defending himself now. He's saying, you don't know what it is to be black and a gay Muslim as a little boy. I thought you said that you didn't know. So now you black, gay, and a little boy, and a Muslim little boy, and you knew. He makes a light of it and makes a joke of it and says, you ain't cool. Your family is not cool if you don't have at least one gay in it. Totally disregarding her feelings. The bomb that you just dropped on her. You just told this girl who was in love with you, hoping that after 4 years that you all will reunite with one another. You just told her that you was gay. You left her, packed your stuff up in one day, and you nonchalant and making jokes. Bitch, ain't nobody got time for you to be making no jokes. This is serious. This is this girl's life. She was like, all my hopes and my dreams of us even being together are gone. It's gone. How could you do this to me? You were my soulmate. I would have died for you. She said, I would have jumped in front of a car for you. I would have took a grenade for you. And this is how you do me, baby. This is what you do to me, baby. Oh, oh, oh. I would have been hurting from my gut. From everything that was inside of me, I would have been hurting. That's just not what you do to a person that you say that you love, and that's what she told him. You could have just simply told me. I was ride or die for you. And he's like, you know what? I've been hurt by my father. The same way you feel I felt when my father would say that he was coming to take me to the circus and then wouldn't show up. And I wouldn't see him for 6 years. And she like, but you can't perpetrate that onto somebody else. The same hurt. She said, you bitter and you selfish. You gonna do to me what your father did to you. When do you take responsibility for your stuff? When? He was like, she was like, no, seriously, I'm being serious with you. Take responsibility for your stuff. You need to apologize to me. You need to make this better. You need to talk to me about this. You need to deal with this because you are a cold-hearted individual. And then he busts out crying. She jumps across the counter, goes over there, hugs him, drags his crying ass over there to the sofa. And she's like, I've never seen him cry. Because he had been such a bitter little boy dealing with all the emotions of being gay, feeling like he was trapped in the closet, having a relationship with her, actually living a lie, that everything just came crumbling down on him. He says that he realizes that he wants his family to accept him. The love that she feels for him, he wants his family to feel for him. He wants his dad to accept him. But he feels like, he said that he felt like as a Muslim and as a black man that he did not want to disclose this to the world or to anybody else because he wanted to try to keep his family name together. But at the same time, he was living a lie. And the thing about it is what we do when we live a lie like that, we hurt the people who love us the most. This girl loved the hell out of him. So what, your father wasn't there? And he gonna tell her that I'm a product of my environment. If that wasn't a true statement. But guess what? Even though you're a product of your environment, you don't have to stay right there, boo. You don't have to stay in that bitterness and that hurt. He talks about the abandonment and how he felt abandoned. She said, but guess what? You abandoned me. You abandoned me. She lets him lay in her bosom. She hugs him and she comforts him. And he's crying like a baby, talking about all the family issues. I know that you got family issues, boo. But what you need to deal with and address right now is the hurt that you afflicted upon this woman unfairly, unprovoked. She didn't do anything to deserve this, baby. Let me tell you something, people. Heal your hurts before you get involved in a relationship with somebody else. It's not fair to the other person. She's given of everything that she is as a woman. And here it is, you're living in deceit. You try to make an excuse and say that you didn't know for yourself, but then you come back and you contradict that by saying you knew as a little boy. Don't play with people's emotions. Some people not going to walk away. She said, how did you even know that I had the strength to do this? I could have crumbled. I could have broke down into nothing. And you know what he says? I knew you had the strength. She said, no, you did not know I had the strength. He said, you survived. But that doesn't give you an out. Because she survived and she made it through it. Tahir, that doesn't give you an out, bitch. How dare you do that to somebody? Karma's a mother. And don't think that you're not going to have to live in the karma and in the situation that you have created here. So they get to a point where, you know, she tells him that he is emotionally cold and will repeat what his father did. Because he had the nerve to tell her that they still need to get married. You mother. They still need to get married. And he still wants Exodus. He's saying it in a joking way, but he's serious because he repeats it over and over and over and over and over again. And she tells him the same thing that you did to me, you will do to your child. He says, no, I wouldn't. I wouldn't do that to my son. She said, you're not getting no son up out of me. It's over. She said, in the moment that he began to cry is when she let go of all the hurt, the bitterness, the anger. She let it go because she realized I was no longer in love with him instantly upon the revelation that this man was gay. And he's thinking, we got back together. It's been 4 years and we need to go ahead on and stay together. But what I want to do is I want to be able to introduce you along with my fiance, my boyfriend. I want to be able to say, this is my son, this is my girlfriend, this is my boyfriend, and this is my family. You done lost your goddamn mind. What you should have done was made sure that she was one of those type of women that wanted to be in a bisexual, a bisexual, what do you call that daggone thing when you, polygamous relationship with a man, that she wanted to be a sister, brother, wife. But you didn't check that out. You deceived her. And the thing about it is, she could have got something from him if he was playing out there in the playground. Women, take control of yourself. Get all the facts. Stop sleeping with these men. He on a DL. Faux show. Faux show he was. So after a while, they get to a point where they, you know, she's moved on now instantly. When you get revelation, when revelation comes, whether or not it be through the scriptures or whether or not it be through a revelation that you see with your eyes through a person or some other information, it immediately brings healing and deliverance. And that's what she got for herself. I was glad that she was able to get that, but guess what? He's still going to be stuck where he at. He's not going to be good for anybody. So she asked him, well, what kind of relationships have you had? He said, well, my first boyfriend that I went down to Atlanta for, he's irrelevant. My second boyfriend was a church man. You know, he was a religious man. And my third boyfriend was a 5'0". He was a cop. She like, God dang, I really didn't know him. She laughs and she jokes with him because at this point, it's moot. It's no need to even be mad no more. They start hitting each other with roses and they play back and forth. They go to bed that night and he's still talking about her having a baby. She was like, he will never lay with me, never kiss me, never do anything. It's a done deal. It's over. I don't want him. At the end of the day, they say that they're going to go ahead on remain friends. He tells her that she needs to come down to Atlanta. He will hope that she will come down there. But the thing about it is, boo, you walked away. You were lucky. You got saved. You didn't have AIDS or anything else from him. And that's not to say that all gay men have AIDS, so don't come at Auntie with that, because that ain't what I'm saying. What I'm saying is he's been with other sex partners and he was in denial. So you don't know, he don't know, and you don't know. Because if he's in denial about being gay and he's hiding all of that, trust and believe, 9 times out of 10, he ain't going to the doctor to check out nothing, because he would have to come to a place of realization and recognition that he is a homosexual. And it is nothing wrong with him doing that and being that, okay? Nothing wrong with him doing or being that. But what the problem is when you deceive somebody else and bring them into your relationship and make them think that they're the only one, and make them think that you're heterosexual and that you have a future with them, and you're going to have this child called Exodus Rain. Well, I tell you what, you're not having that. She got the closure that she needed and she walked out of the house. Y'all, I'm telling y'all, I'm going to come back with the other reviews for the other 2 couples, but this is the show to watch. I know I keep saying this is the show to watch, but I'm trying to tell y'all, this is the show right here. I thank you all so much for being here. Please, again, like I said, like, comment, and subscribe. Y'all know I love y'all comments. I try to respond back to every comment that is presented and put down in my box. Let me know what you think about this. Maybe you have a friend or somebody that went through this situation, or maybe you too have gone through this situation. I am glad that it ended up the way that it did, and that she was able to get a resolve and to get some peace in her life, because she sure did need it. Love y'all. Y'all have a wonderful day. Mwah.